Hey girls, my name is Sierra and I'm a facilitator from the Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast. Today I'll be going over your badge kit titled Cybersecurity Safeguards, so it should look just like this. So before we get started, we're going to go over our Girl Scout Promise and Law. So this right here is the Girl Scout Promise and Law. Repeat after me, okay? So the Girl Scout Promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God in my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout Law. The Girl Scout Law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do. And to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Good job, girls. First activity, we have Who Am I? So your Who Am I worksheet should look like this right here. So let's go ahead and read the instructions together. What information should you share with a stranger, and what information should you keep to yourself? Draw the information you can share, or draw an X for information you should keep to yourself. So here I already have 2 of them filled out. My favorite color is, I took my favorite color and I actually shaded it with a marker and I wrote underneath the name of the color. Here I put an X. The reason why I put an X because remember, my address is personal, so I should not give that out to a stranger. So we can move on to the next one. My favorite animal is. By telling a stranger your favorite animal, this is not putting you or your family at harm. So it is okay to give a stranger your favorite animal name. The color of my eye is. By telling the color of your eye, this might give the stranger online a way to get more information from you. So I would avoid sharing anything personal with a stranger online. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all do the rest on your own. And girls, I want y'all to be aware, just because this activity is giving you an option to share some information with a stranger and not to share some information, that does not mean you should be talking to a stranger. This activity is just saying if there was a stranger to ask you a question, that would be okay to share. That'll take us to our next activity, Safer Internet Day. So this is how it should look. It has a computer and it has a tablet. Okay, and it also is a back to this worksheet. So let's start with the front, Safer Internet Day. So you see in this phone, it says right here, the best things about being online are. For me, I like to look on Google and I like to look on YouTube to find out different activities that I can share with you all. So I ended up filling out my box and I put, the best things about being online are learning new activities. Also at the bottom, I put communicating with friends and family. The next one, what advice would you give to someone who has never used the internet before? So my advice would be, if you are underage, to make sure you have a parent or guardian with you. Just like on activity number 1, there are a lot of strangers who want to take personal information from people. So make sure that you have a parent or guardian with you online. What do you do to be safe online? Okay, so it has 2 options. You should or you should never. You should always let a parent or guardian know when you are using the internet. The next one, you should never. You should never talk to strangers online. So that is the best way to stay safe on the internet. So here we have on the next page, I am safe online. So the first one says, what information is safe to share online? Kind of like the first activity, it's okay to share things like your favorite color or maybe your favorite TV show or the music you listen to, but anything personal is not to be shared online. What information is not safe to share online? So anything that's involving your family or yourself, anything personal, meaning your name, your age, your birthday, where you are from, the state that you live in, that should not be shared online. Underneath it, you have, what can I do if I have a problem online? So if you have a problem online, make sure you contact an adult, immediately so that they can report the issue. Next we have, how do I respect myself and others when I am online? Okay, so respecting myself and others comes from what? If you said the Girl Scout promise and law, then you're correct. In order to respect yourself and others while you're online, it's just to make sure you're not giving out any personal information. Like I said in the beginning, you want to make sure you protect privacy for you and your family. So the last activity on this worksheet says, one thing I would like my parent or teacher to know. So I'm going to let you fill out the last activity on this worksheet on your own, because this activity is your opinion, okay? So what you're going to do is share at least one thing I would like my parent or teacher to know. So you're going to just fill that in here. So let's move on to our next activity. Activity number 3, what makes a strong password? What are some things that need a password? Why is it important to make a strong password? And the last one, what are some things you can do to protect your password from being guessed or hacked? Okay, so on this worksheet right here, you have some instructions on how to create and protect a password. So let's go through some of these. When you go online and you need to protect your identity, using a password is one way of doing this. Passwords are secret words and phrases that act as an online key to a locked door that keeps your private information safe. On this worksheet, we have a password checklist. The first one is, don't use a short password. Make sure your password has at least 12 characters. Use at least one number, one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, and one special symbol. Don't use words that can be found in the dictionary. Don't use names of your family, friends, or pets in your password. Don't use numbers that are personal, such as your home address or a birthday. Don't use passwords that are easy to guess, such as your name, the word password, or 12345. Don't create passwords that identify you or relate to anything about you, such as your name, school, or sports team. Do make your password one of a kind and completely unpredictable. Create a pattern that is not obvious by adding numbers or symbols where you don't expect it. Do change your password every 10 weeks. Don't reuse a password you used before. And don't share your password with anyone. So those are ways of creating a strong password. So let's move on to activity number 4, Wacky Password. So this is your worksheet. It's actually on the other side of activity number 3 that we just did. So this is activity number 4. When you make a password, it should include words or phrases, numbers, and symbols. This worksheet is a fun way to create silly passwords. You will use your initials to create a funky password. Find the word in each group that matches your initial. Write the words on the blanks at the bottom of the page. So if I created a password from this Wacky Password generator, then my password would be Amazing Goofy Shaggy Dog 441. Make sure your password is secure so that a stranger does not hack into your account. So let's move on to activity number 5. Activity number 5, let's learn about fingerprints. So this is the worksheet that you all should have out right now. There is a front and a back, but we're going to start with the front. Why are fingerprints so special and what could they be used for? I want y'all to keep those questions in the back of your mind, and we're going to find out in this activity. So make sure you have your pencil and your marker out. First one, shade each of the boxes below with a pencil. So I'm going to take my pencil right here or my marker. So an easier way of doing this activity is actually taking your marker. These are washable. And you put the marker on your finger and you're going to press down. So it should look something like this. So once you have your fingerprint, you're going to label your fingerprint, whether it has a loop, a whirl, or an arch. Okay, so you're going to write that right underneath your fingerprint. That's all for activity number 5. Activity number 6, finger art. What creative things can you make with your fingerprint? What about a ladybug, bumblebee, or an ant? You will use your washable markers to color each finger in order to make your print. So you're going to find this worksheet right here. I've already filled this out. So I didn't have a particular picture that I wanted to draw. I just used my fingerprint and I added some lines under. But feel free to draw your picture any way you want. This is just how mine turned out. And that is all for this activity. You guys have finished the Cybersecurity Safeguard Kit. If you'd like to share your activities with us, please send your pictures and your stories to badgefundfromhome@gsccc.org. Thank you for completing the Cybersecurity Safeguards Kit with me. But before we head out, let's go ahead and start on the friendship circle. So what you're going to do is share something that you enjoyed about this kit. Thank you for joining me. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.